If I was going to share anything, I wanted it to be of substance. You want relationships to be of substance, and that changes just how you see life. My name is Rita Wachera. I work in communications, internal communications to be specific. I was born and raised in Nairobi. My mother is Kenyan, my father is German. They had some ground rules in the house when you spoke English to allow for all parties to communicate. I have 5 siblings. I am the second of these 5. A very entertaining family. And I'm a filmmaker. My past life is I'm a filmmaker. I specialized as a first AD. I worked within the region, Africa, worldwide, this region. I enjoyed that past life of being a filmmaker. It was very entertaining. It was also full of exposure. I got to visit different countries. I dealt with clients' needs that exposed me to a lot of the ongoings that are happening in Africa. I worked in Mogadishu. I worked in parts of Burundi. I was telling a colleague I spent some time in Gulu. I've enjoyed that life, but I started a family, and that changed. I had to settle down and grow some roots. I'm in Kampala attending a conference at the moment. I believe it's a forum with the next generation of leaders for this region. People who are motivated to be better, they are invested in refining and redefining what leadership is for this region. They've taken it upon themselves to work on themselves and be a part of this amazing journey where they are constantly challenged to be the best version of themselves at that time, and to see what a brighter future, and not just bright, that they have the power to be a part of the change that's about to come in the years to come for East Africa. So it's a very exciting space to be in, I must say. I'm surrounded by people who are tired of life happening to them and are taking charge of where their personal journeys are going, but also where this region's fate is headed. Tides changed from being that person who was constantly on the move, very invested in the ongoings of other people's lives. I had to be introspective and very purposeful about what I wanted to do with my life, and make the agenda of family core to myself. That was interesting. I used to associate that with vanity at one point, but then I realized that I would never be my agenda, or the agenda of me and what is important to me had to be something that I drove, especially when you're raising a family. It makes you think about what are your core values, where do you want, what is the purpose, what is the mission for your family, and that makes you think about yourself and your state of mind and what you believe in. If you had not ever defined that, you find that you have to, for yourself and for the people now that you are, unfortunately for them, giving birth to and having them be attached to you. So if I was going to share anything, I wanted it to be of substance. You want relationships to be of substance, and that changes just how you see life. It changes what relationships mean. You can't be flaky. You can, but then that's who you're going to be. And looking in the mirror has become a daily affair. And I guess that's how I ended up in Kampala. that constantly looking into the mirror and asking yourself, how can I evaluate myself? How can I be better? How can I live better? How can I grab people around me and motivate them and inspire them for us to define and redefine and create futures that we want and take control of that. So I know it's silly when you think that children, a baby, a toddler, can make you have very many questions, but they do, yeah. I've always associated myself with the lioness. I think I'm ferocious, tenacious. What describes my son? We have a nickname for him. All the children in my house are actually named after animals. He loves to sing, so we call him Chipmunk, like Alvin and the Chipmunks. He will listen to something once and he'll be repeating it again. So we have always called him Chipmunk. There's Ladybird. She's gentle, always helpful. Anything she tends to touch will be beautiful. So we call her Ladybird. There is Bear, Claire Bear, just happened to rhyme with her name. We need to give Taji a name. But she's very inquisitive, but wise. I think she's actually like the life of my family. She was our latest addition, just 6 months in, but she's 4 years old. And I think she's well beyond her years. So I would call her an owl. Yeah, everyone who meets her thinks she's a woman in a little child's body. She would like meet you and just go, those earrings are gorgeous on you. And you'd be like, how did you think about that? So I'm loving this phase of my life. It's great, it's beautiful. They won't stay young forever, but motherhood has really shaken me and has shaken what I really think of relationships and the world generally, because I'm very much invested in the world they're going to be adults in. So I want to see that be a space that I've played a part in shaping. I don't want to say it's a way of being lazy, but I think age 0 to into your 20s, you're okay with just grappling with day to day. You just exist, You're told what to do, you do it, you don't do it, you're punished, there's the consequences of all of that. I think there's a phase you can get to in life where you really, again, I'll bring up this word, substance. You ask yourself what you're made of. And I don't think it is in any parent's, we don't want to see that. You don't want to see that of your children. So you start to ask yourself because they learn a lot by observation. It makes you ask yourself if you're living your best life yet. It's on all bumper stickers, it's what people tell you, and you don't really believe it. It's on the mottos in school where it's just like better your best kind of things. And you don't take it to heart until you ask yourself, if I'm going to pass on something, I don't want it to be average. I would hate that my legacy be average. In my opinion, it would be a very sad legacy to leave behind, that you never really tried to push yourself to see or maximize the kind of potential you have. And I would just challenge everyone. I know they have been, but again, to constantly ask themselves, today, is that the best I could have done? Did I step up? Did I do something? And if I did it, was that the best I could have done under the circumstances that you have? So mediocrity, let's not exist. I think we need to be conscious about our existence, and that will translate with the way we hold each other to account and the way we live and the kind of society we're going to end up having. Grab it. And when I say that, it's in respect to life, opportunities, and sometimes maybe if you can't grab it, create it. That is, you can do anything really. I don't know, I've never thought about it. Yeah. All said and done, I think humans have boundless limitation. And I hope to live in an era where we get to see everyone really tap into themselves and see where that will take them. You know, we get to, especially this time, you know, we're on brinks of a lot of things. You know, the world is changing, boundaries are dissipating. We live in the world of the internet, information's at our fingertips. We have young nations. We have a lot of opportunity to create the kind of future we want. And we are way past the geopolitical issues that our parents faced. We get to be something that we don't even know what it looks like. So, all said and done, I would love us to embrace all the tools we have right now and create an Africa nobody had ever thought could be.